we go. Wait, take.
He's got Ben Troupe at the 15, at the 10, hurdles a man, spins to the 5. Oh my, still on his feet, still pounding to the goal line, and he's gonna score!
That's right, y'all. It's no weddings in the fall. We got a great show tonight because we got college championships coming up this week. Although I got a big rant about that, obviously. Talk about the playoffs a little bit. I'd like to say we have a great NFL slate to look at, but it ain't that good. But there's some great college stuff to talk about. Either way, let's get things started tonight. Do us a favor if you're watching on YouTube. Give us a like, hit a comment in there, do the notification bell, all the weird little things you need to do on YouTube. We appreciate it. Little things stopping you from doing it, big things popping for us when you do. So we appreciate you. Go to Underdog Fantasy, use the promo code Troupe. We'll double that deposit up to $100. And of course, if you're looking for some championship bling, we're getting a championship time during fantasy. Look no further, of course, than Pro-Am Belts. Let's introduce, of course, the man of the hour, Ben Troupe. Welcome into the studio, sir.
Man, Commissioner, it's always great time to be with you. Listen, when I was looking at college football, NFL football, I like you watching college football like me, and you had the same, query as me. You had the same hiccup as me when I'm looking at it. I know we're gonna get into it, but it's always a pleasure to be on with you. Listen, you can get married 3 seasons out of the year. It better not be the fall. What's the difference in the one in the fall? In Florida, there is no difference because it doesn't get cold in Florida. It's like 65 degrees. People bring out bubble coats down there in Florida. But in every other state, it gets cold as hell. The winter is officially here. The fall is off limits. So anything past late July to late October, I better not catch you only time I better catch you in a church, you better be going to church and not getting married, or I'm gonna have a hand full of baby powder strictly for that right jaw. Just letting you know, if I catch you up in there, I'm gonna say, excuse me, sir. Dearly beloved, we are gathered here today to No, we ain't dealing with the nonsense. Get your behind out of there. But it's always a pleasure to be on with you.
Pleasure for you to be in here with me. I appreciate you as always. And Ben said, if you get married, he's gonna ask you what the 5 fingers said to the face. All right, let's get going. Sir. Let's talk about the week on repeat. It's the week on repeat, and I ain't going to repeat the Hurricane game. I'm just going to tell you that right now. I'm just going to address that real quick. Get some defense, please. That is just absolutely garbage. Anyway, let's talk about the other games, because I'm just going to get aggravated. Georgia versus Georgia Tech. It started off with a monster, 44-42. Georgia, 8 overtimes. I can't even believe it. What are your thoughts on this matchup?
If you are Georgia Tech, you're going to say to yourself, dude, we had him. I mean, Haynes King, starting quarterback for the Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets. I mean, Commissioner, basically he was doing what Cam Ward does for your Hurricanes every week, right? Every week. And you know how you watching football and you say to yourself, people go, hey, man, okay, everything's going good. What's the one thing that can't happen? I say he can't fumble. And he fumbled. After he fumbled, I'm like, okay, Carson Beck, he got a short field. He go down, get a big touchdown. They go to overtime. And if you was thinking that you was going to get ready to go home when overtime started, man, I hope y'all had Gatorade in the stands, let alone the players. I mean, scratching and clawing every inch. Obviously, Georgia comes out with a big win, but I didn't know that game was exciting. I mean, even though Georgia Tech was having their way with it, one fumble changes the whole dynamic of the game. Kirby Smart and company to keep their college football playoff hopes alive. They made it to the SEC championship game, but for those of you who don't know, okay, rivalry week is about the team you cannot stand. I hate them. Georgia Tech hates Georgia with a passion. I don't think Georgia really cares about Georgia Tech as much as Georgia Tech cares about Georgia, but I thought Georgia Tech had them. I was like, because what it was, Commissioner, I was like this, Georgia Tech about to do it. They about to beat Georgia. They're going to be on the outside looking, because that's what it's really about, right? I'm petty at heart. So, I'm a humble dude, but, if I got a chance to, throw a little gasoline on the fire. I'm gonna toss a little spoonful and then blame it on somebody else. But yeah, Georgia Tech, great effort. But Georgia showed you why. This is Georgia said, man, just give us an opening. I'm gonna give y'all. This is the best scenario to give you. My Falcons was up 28-3 against New England in the Super Bowl. They got a fumble, they got an extra possession, and the rest is history. Because I don't think Georgia ever led in this game, and they won. So Georgia Tech, man, if you are a Georgia Tech Yellow Jacket, hey man, you saying to yourself, God, because you got to wait a whole another 364 days to get it in again. But hey man, great game though. I mean, I didn't see it being like that. But Kirby Smart probably aged 20 years that game. But he hugged the Georgia after the game. He hugged the Georgia Tech head coach. He just gave him a hug, and he probably hugged him. Was like, dude, what the hell y'all doing? Y'all not supposed to be playing us like this, man. We at home. You got these boosters up here and these NIL people. But shout out to them Georgia Bulldogs, man. They show you why they are who they are. The Georgia Tech, hey man, value never. But hey man, so far we so close yet so far away.
Yeah, I know we've talked a lot of smack on Georgia this year because, we've seen the struggles, especially in the QB position. But, got to give them credit for the fight that they put up in this game. I mean, listen, 8 overtimes, I wouldn't be standing in one.
And check this out, Commissioner. Let me tell you how some of these fans were confused. Because, in the NFL, you only get one overtime, Donovan McNabb. And then if you don't score, no team score, it's a tie. Those fans was like, wait a minute. Why they keep giving the ball back to the other team? Why they keep giving the ball back to the other team? And after about the third overtime, the fans like, man, what the hell's going on? Like, what's going on? We're in the Twilight Zone? No, man, listen. I'm going to keep saying this. The best players in the world play in the NFL. The best brand of football, that's college. College football is about as you will find interest in a game, but I ain't got no stake in this game. Why am I sitting there telling my wife, hold on, sweet, I got to see this next play? We've been sitting there for 3 hours. Well, I'm just saying, I don't want to miss nothing. But hey, great game though, and like I said, when you start talking about the rivalry of Georgia Tech, that definitely added to it, man. And we'll see what happens. Georgia Tech made it so that Georgia don't even got to win the SEC championship game, which we'll get into that later on. But hey, man, great game though. Sorry, Georgia Tech. Y'all can go back to y'all mansions and y'all yachts and stuff. And if you're looking for a Georgia fan, just find them in Walmart. They'll be, in the parking lot drinking beers.
I like it. Yeah, like I said, and Georgia Tech took Miami to the limit too earlier this year. Georgia Tech's a good football team.
Yeah.
So yeah,
much improved. Yes,
much improved. Absolutely. All right, let's go to probably the biggest controversial game of the week. Ohio State, Michigan winning 13-10. Planting a flag at the end. So I'm going to go on quick rant, and then I'm going to obviously let you hear your thoughts. But I just want to say a couple things. One is that you cannot expect men or even young men to play a game that's so combative and so physical and not have emotion. So that's why, like, the stupid penalties that the NFL does, with even the college, with celebrating – let these people celebrate. I don't understand that at all. It's emotional. There's a lot of, you're physically putting your body through a lot. So there's a lot of emotion there. So when at the end of the game, was it wrong for Michigan to plant the flag? Sure. I mean, there could be a case there, to be a little more respectful, but has it been done before? Absolutely. And then of course, I also understand the Ohio State side of things. If you remember when Terrell Owens went in there and got into the middle of the Dallas 50-yard line when he was 49ers, and I forgot who it was that came out. That was like, So I get all that. I mean, I understand it, and I even understand them fighting. But I'm going to just say this really quickly. I got a lot of respect for police officers, but I don't respect laziness. And for you to spray young men with pepper spray because they're fighting. And by the way, they're fighting with helmets and shoulder pads on. So it ain't like they doing much. And for you to spray them kids, to me, is just lazy, period. You just didn't want to get yourself in there and do all that. But that's your job. period. That's what you went into the academy for. That's what you swore an oath to, is to protect people, not to spray young kids who are emotional after a huge game. I mean, that's we talked about it last week, one of the biggest rivalries all time. So to me, that's just lazy police work, period. But other than that, let's talk about the game, and you talk about whatever you want to talk about. What do you think?
Michigan Ohio State is one of the most highly recognized college football games and rivalries in sports. I mean, that in sports, you could take away the NCAA brand off of it's known as the game, right? What did it say?
So Herbs, my bad. I didn't mean to interrupt you because I just saw.
I'm saying, what is it? When my wife wanted to get married in the fall, I told her when Alabama how he was. I told her that was the only day of the So I respect that. I respect that. But that's love too. Listen, we'll wait till Alabama. And you an Alabama fan? Number one, you love her to even agree to even those terms. Who was that? Herb and Roger
podcast. Yeah.
Listen, let me tell you something, Herb. Listen. I hope y'all stay married, man, because there's certain things you don't come between a man and his football, man. Especially not an Alabama fan. Y'all real fans, but before I lose, but I like that though. But listen, do you know the Ohio State Michigan game is so huge? They got a Netflix special about it. They're on Netflix, and I don't think people understand there's college football games, then there's rivalry week. The two things are huge. Very vastly different. This was a back and forth affair. Let me tell you what Michigan told Ohio State. Everybody thought Harbaugh's gone. Ryan Day's going to be Michigan. Everything's going to be no. Michigan said no. Because the same thing about Ohio State is what we've been saying about a lot of teams. Ohio State is a good team, not a great team. They're a good team, and if you're good enough to beat them, 13-10. Both quarterbacks had 2 picks. There was no running game. It was if you like defense, you love this game. But let's get to the most important thing. Outside of the fact that Ryan Day makes way too much money to be average. Ryan Day, I'm telling you, everybody want to coach at Ohio State, but you got to win a natty. I know you got some, you know what I'm saying, Big Ten championships. You ain't got no natties, but I will say this about after the game. Planting the flag on your rival's home field. That's called a rivalry. That only happens during rivalry week, by the way. It might happen Oklahoma, Texas, and that's during the year because I know Baker Mayfield did it. If you don't want me to plant my flag, just beat me. Ain't nobody plant no flags when they lose, right? Ain't nobody plant no flags. But to these police officers, really? How cowardly is it? Just spray, the pepper spray, active football players. And you make a great point, Commissioner. Have you ever seen football players really fight? You don't even got to break it up. It's the greatest pushing and shoving and yoking each other up. They slap at each other. It's a whole bunch of it's wolf tickets. It's what happened when you get older and you got to fight. Ain't nobody really swinging. Y'all look at each other's face, and when your wives pull you apart, that's when you say, "Boy, you better be lucky my wife came." You're gonna tear your ACL just by out there trying to fight. But I don't appreciate these police officers. Don't make it about you. Now, if a coach is out there who don't got no pads on, you get him out of there. I get it. Pepper spray. Really? Let's disperse this mob. This ain't no mob. I respect rivals that actually fight because that's what they really want to do. They really want to say, dude, I don't like this dude. I don't like how he's looking at me. I don't like his colors. What's up? And you know what I'm saying? And I just remember when you sent me the text, Commissioner, I was like, yeah, I'm like you, man. Because now these to the people that oppose football, oppose athletes, oppose athletics, they're gonna say, see, this is why you got to go. You don't even know what you're looking at. That cop, whoever cop did it, now those cops that live in that area, got to work in that area, now they're getting harassed saying, really? That's how y'all feel? Y'all gonna do that? Because guess what? Those are Ohio cops. They work in Columbus. Yeah, they got to patrol these streets. So now the one that did it is gonna make it bad for the ones that didn't do it because you get a label of, come on, man. I get it. Listen, for people say, well, cops got a dangerous job. Do something else. If you do not want to be a cop, do something else. Librarians are available. You could be anything. But if you're gonna be a cop, you ain't use your pepper spray all year, sir. You ain't never used it. This is what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to take it out and do that little shake thing, and I'm gonna spray you. Really? Come on, man. Let's stop with the nonsense. And for those people that say they ain't never pepper spray, if you've never been pepper sprayed before, get pepper spray. It is god awful. If you've ever got, I'm not saying I've gotten pepper spray before. I'm just saying I've been in facilities to where they did it. Anyway, but yeah, I don't want to take away from the game. Shout out to Michigan, because sometimes Commissioner Michigan said, "Listen, Ohio State, y'all are little brothers now. I don't care until y'all beat us. We run this. So we the defending national champions. Y'all are not. We beat y'all last year. I think they might have beat them 4 years in a row. So Ryan Day, I'm not saying he on the hot seat, but be watching out in breaking news, because he get paid a lot of money up there to be, okay. I don't give you $10 million to be okay. I give you $10 million to be the last team standing. We'll see what happens. But great game though. Great defensive effort by both teams. Shout out to Michigan getting the big win.
Shout out to our boy, the Urban Raj Pocket. He had a couple other comments. I didn't want to interrupt you, so there was a couple other comments in here. He said Georgia Tech should have run more than once in OT. Totally agree with you there. And then he said the man had to bring up the Falcons.
Listen. Listen, at the end of the day, I'm never gonna live that down, because, like I said, you know what the Panthers and the Falcons got in common? They both been to 2 Super Bowls. They both 0-2. So
He said you had to bring them up. Yo, if you're watching us on YouTube, go follow the Urban Raj podcast. We appreciate you joining us tonight,
yes,
brother. So yeah, look, like I said, the game, I didn't want to take too much away from the game, but I had to get that out of my chest, because this, to me, I was in the military. I guarded special weapons, and we were, like a cop, we were, we had rules of engagement, if you will. So basically, like, if a person came to me with like a bat, I could not shoot him. I had to equal what he had. So I had to fight him with my rifle, kind of thing. So that was, not that I ever had to, thankfully, but that's the kind of thing, like, I don't understand about like the police work and stuff. It's like, that's really should be the fine line. And look,
and have fun with, like to me, I mean, I get it if you were an older cop and you like, look, but if you're a younger cop, listen, man, I'm out there pushing, hey man, move, hey, back up, this cops, man, disperse, get back, because I think sometimes too, Commissioner, you say to yourself, look, man, who you are as a person is going to show in who you are as an employee. If I'm a nervous person, I'm going to be a nervous employee. If I'm a scared person, if I'm a confident person, because what did you accomplish? What is it? Did they just, the commentator, did they just spray? And then these commentators like, that don't belong in the game or whatever. Well, it ain't the game. The game is over. Tensions are high. We don't like each other. Listen, in rivalry games, you're gonna have more benches clearing. It's like a pitcher hitting the batter. They gonna clear. They don't need anything to set them off. And guess what? Michigan won, so here it comes. Here come the pettiness. All the trash talk. Here it is. And trash talk only gets louder when you actually lose. When you lose, you really listening now. What? You'll swing on a person, ain't even saying nothing. You gonna pull the person in the corner. If you laugh a little bit too hard in that corner over there, it just happens. And no greater place for emotions to run high and testosterone to be going crazy than on a football field. But I just hope it never happens again. Pepper spray comes out when the situation is out of control. It was not. It's Michigan, Ohio State. Stop the nonsense. Stop the madness.
Yeah, it might have seemed out of control if you were on the field, but like I said, it wasn't like they were back in Ireland and wearing nothing but kilts and had swords. They were, they have protective gear on, so it wasn't like anyone was getting murdered or anything like that. It's just kids, raw emotion. Again, do your job. You had a bunch of policemen there, break them up, take a few. Obviously, there's probably a few that were a little more rowdy than the others, so just start clearing them out, period. All right, anyway, let's move on. South Carolina versus Clemson. How is this team in the damn ACC championship when they lose to 17-14 to South Carolina? What you think?
There are teams in college football or in sports that's easy to dislike, like the Dallas Cowboys. Easy to dislike them. The Yankees, easy to dislike them. To some people, in basketball, some people say Boston Celtics. They easy to dislike with a fan base or what may have you. Listen, I do not dislike the Clemson Tigers. I do not dislike the Clemson Tigers players. I cannot stand Dabo Swinney because he talked too much. This is the same Dabo Swinney that since he no longer has Deshaun Watson and Trevor Lawrence, he's kind of been vanilla, kind of been, not good, not great, right? Well, I go back to what he said before the game. He said, and I quote, why is everybody talking about South Carolina? Last time I checked, USC is in California. Carolina is in Chapel Hill. The only team and the biggest brand in the state of Carolina is Clemson. And I said, he gonna eat them words. He's gonna eat. They better win. They better win. When they lost, listen. This is the thing about sports. If I lose, I want to lose 30. I want to lose 30 to 16. I don't want to lose by 3, because that means you got right there. We said nope. Now they still made it to the ACC championship game. That was because of Syracuse beating Miami. That had nothing to do with them. They did not control their own destiny. But Dabo Swinney, to me, is a person that because he's won 2 national championships, he's going to be in the College Football Hall of Fame. He just expects people to respect him based off his resume. Well, did you update it? Because when you updated it on Saturday, it said L. It did not say win. And I think the thing about you start rooting against his team because of him. Love the players, man. I'm a fan of college football players first, college football second, then my Florida Gators in that order. But it's like with a guy like Dabo, you want him to lose just so we can be like, I thought you said USC was in California. Well, sometimes you lost and you've been losing. Now he get a chance to go back to Charlotte. He is representing ACC, but guess what? They're gonna probably lose at SMU, and we'll talk about that a little bit later. But Clemson and South Carolina is real similar to Michigan, Ohio State, or Mississippi State, Ole Miss, or Florida State. Clemson and South Carolina do not like each other. Let me listen. If you've never been to Clemson, this is what happens. You got a Piggly Wiggly, and you got like a couple of street lights, and that's it. I'm serious. Like there's nothing in Clemson but Clemson. For real. Like when you go into Clemson football facility, they got a big old gigantic slide. Like that. What you want to slide down the slide? I'm a grown man. Then you see it, you go, what slide down there? That's like a grown people slide. And I've been to Clemson. One of my best friends, man, Ben House, shout out to him, played tight end just like me, went to Clemson. Listen, if you this how big Clemson is. You close your eyes and open it, that's it. It's a wrap. Done. Now, South Carolina is actually in Columbia. It's actually in a real city. State Fair's there. You know what I'm saying? Clemson got a couple of exits. And off of 85. And you'll miss it if you ain't looking. But shout out to them Gamecocks. Shout out to Shane Beamer, who's 9-3, by the way. Who I don't know if they're gonna get in the college football playoff, but dang, I didn't know they was 9-3. That's impressive, man. For they had a really, really good year this year, but we'll see what happens. But for one day, Shane Beamer and the Gamecocks did God's work. They told Dabo Swinney and Clemson, we are the other USC, we are the Gamecocks, y'all are the Tigers. I don't know what I think a Gamecock is a bird. If I'm not, I think their mascot is named Mr. Big Spur. Something like that, Mr. Big Spur. Something like that. But anyway, shout out to them Gamecocks. That's what makes rivalry week. We don't got to blow you out. We just got to get the dub, and they got the dub. Shout out to them.
I wanted to put a graphic up, but I just didn't have the time. I wish I had the time to do it, but I wanted to show like the college playoff format the way it's currently set. But I just had this one quick question. How on earth is Alabama ranked ahead of the Hurricanes? And I hope that you have some kind of explanation to make me feel better about it, because Syracuse, I hate to tell everybody, and I was actually surprised, they actually are a decent football team. I think they're 8-3, 9-3, whatever they are. So a decent football team, and we barely lost. Alabama gets blown out by Auburn, and they're ahead of us. So explain to me how this process works.
Well, I think I would break it down to 3 things. Number 1 is strength of schedule, right? They go look at Alabama's. Number two is bias, huge bias. And number 3, which is the easy, it's Alabama. Let me tell you why. Alabama is the only school that last time I checked in the BCS era, they didn't play in the SEC championship game. They still played in the national championship against LSU. In the college football playoff era, didn't have to play in the SEC championship game, still be one of the top 4 teams. Alabama is the wild card. Alabama has gained national respect from what they've done. Now, Coach DeBoer, look, he got blown out by Vanderbilt. I don't know what they said to Oklahoma. Good Lord. And my thing is, right? My thing is, I don't like judging the past with the present. No, the present should be all that matters. Miami is one of the top best 10 teams in the country. One of the 10 best. No doubt in my mind. Because here's the thing. You play who's on your schedule. Don't give me that. Don't give me the struggle schedule. Because if that's the case, right? South Carolina's 9-3. Ain't nobody talking about them making the college football playoff. Colorado's 9-3. Ain't nobody talking about them making the college football playoff. I just think that when it comes to this committee, they got a preconceived notion of what they're already going to do. And as long as you kind of meet the threshold, they're going to do it. How do I know this? I want to say back in 2021, Zach Wilson was at BYU. It was during the pandemic. I think, no, it was 2020. It was during the pandemic. They needed somebody to play them. They ain't had nobody. So they called up Coastal Carolina. They went on over there to Myrtle Beach, and got beat. You know where they moved at? You know where they moved up? I mean, you know what they did to them in the college football playoff rankings? Nothing. They didn't go up or down. And which lets me know y'all didn't watch the game. Y'all don't know who the hell Coastal Carolina is. They're I don't know what it is with these freaking birds in freaking Carolina. Their freaking mascot is a Chanticleer. That's like a huge rooster. It's like the character used to be on the
Looney Tunes.
Looney Tunes guy. Yeah, it's like used to be on the cornflake box. Big old gigantic, whatever. Anyway, show my age now. Anyway,
I'll say.
I just think that for me, Commissioner, I don't like it because you don't penalize players for controlling what they can control, and we came up a game short. So because we 10-2 and we ain't going to the Tennessee ain't going to the SEC championship, they're gonna get in. You know what I'm saying? Like, stop thinking you got to go to the championship game to get in. I don't like that because we did the 12 to get it right. With 4, you're gonna get it wrong. It ain't 12. We did the 12 to get it right. Here's the thing. I know that SMU might be the best team in the ACC. Miami's number 2. Miami's better than Clemson. But because of how it played out, Clemson's going, SMU's going, and Cam Ward is one of the best players, if not the best player in college football. Sorry, Shadur Sanders. I said it. Sorry, Travis Hunter. I said it. And I don't like that because the former player in me understands how hard it is. And Cam Ward did what he said. Listen, I'm gonna get everybody to watch freaking Miami, and he did. And I don't like X and all these other platforms saying eliminate it. For people that do that kind of stuff, they eliminate it. Y'all need to get a lot. Two things. Get you some business. Get you a life. And if you a guy, get you a girlfriend, man. Get you something to do. Good Lord. It's like y'all who finds joy in other people's pain? They're eliminated. You ain't gonna listen. If you ain't gonna say nothing to Cam Ward, if you see him, please stop at tweeting him. I don't care if you 6'5", he's 6'2", he would knock you the hell out. I'm just telling you. He don't want to deal with nothing. I'm just saying, just leave him alone. They still getting it wrong. That's what when 10-2, it's not over 9-3, because 9-3 is one of the big brands, the biggest brand as of late in Alabama, and Miami is still trying to get back to where they were. I don't like that. I'm never going to be a fan of it, and I'm always going to be an advocate for speaking on behalf of the. I listen. Now Cam Ward did come at the college football playoff committee. He already told them, I don't know what they're looking at. I think we play a better defenses in the ACC than we in the SEC. I don't know if you're playing better defenses in the ACC, Cam, but you still went 10-2, and he shouldn't have to go 11-1. You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't going to the ACC championship game. Okay. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, but we already knew, Commissioner, it was going to be some nonsense. You knew it was going to be some nonsense. And here we go. Right here. They do that to keep us watching.
Well, I don't know if you did that to keep us watching, but Ben, that's frozen for a second. Ben, I'm sure will be back with us in a sec, but yeah, he's hit it right on the head. If he was here, he'd agree with me. The first show we ever did, we had a whole conversation about how are these teams ranked ahead of they haven't even stepped on the football field. So to me, it's already a messed up system. Yay, the playoffs, but now and of course the year that they finally expand it, I'm the one that gets screwed over. not just me, the Hurricanes get screwed over. The way I feel about it, getting looked over ahead of teams like Alabama and stuff like that. I feel like they at least belong in the playoff, not just eliminated like before the championship games are held. That's just crap to me, period. All right, well, let's gonna go over some NFL games while we wait for Ben to get back. Bears at the Lions, 23-20 on Thanksgiving Day. It was the game I thought that I actually didn't really have to watch. I figured it started out, see the Lions were starting to roar a little bit, excuse the pun intended. And then I my wife asked me to help with the cooking, so I'm back here cooking and doing whatever. And all of a sudden, I turn around and this Bears team is all of a sudden back in the fold, giving the Lions a little bit of what they got. So it was a decent game, nonetheless. But the Lions right now, one of the hottest teams in the league, just know how to win football games. And I think the Bears are really just trying to find themselves still. Caleb Williams, though, looked a lot better. At times, I should say. And they just got to get more of a running game going, I think. I don't think Swift's that guy. I think Swift's a great complimentary running back. I just don't see him as that full take the workload off. So anyway, and the Bears got a decent D. So I think the future is bright for the Bears. They're just not quite there yet, quite frankly, and the Lions are. All right, we'll go to the Raiders at Chiefs on Friday night. Now, we all saw the end of this football game, and that's exactly how the Chiefs have gone all season long. Like something saves them, something. And that's exactly what happened on Friday night. So what were your thoughts on the Chiefs and Raiders game?
Don't get me started. Once again, Commissioner, don't get me started. I don't get it. I don't get how the Denver got the block it. They got to kick a field goal. They get it blocked. I don't get how my Falcons got to get a fourth down conversion to keep the drive going to potentially go down and, keep a field goal or get a touchdown and win the game. It doesn't happen. I don't get how the Raiders of all people who are wasting Brock Bowers' talent right now. The kid is just out of this world. Had over, 11 catches, 100-some yards of a touchdown. A botch snap. Game over. I mean, it's like, what's the point? It's like, once again, Kansas City is winning, and Patrick Mahomes is nowhere in the MVP conversation. Nowhere near it. Travis Kelce is out there. He make plays when he got to. Travis Kelce, he's an actor now. I think him and Taylor Swift going to do a collab on a song. I mean, he can't sing, but The Rock told him, go ahead and sing, man. If I could be mine, well, you can go out there and sing. Ain't nobody going to say nothing. You know what I'm saying? No, I got to give Kansas City this much credit. When you've won as much as they won, Commissioner, and when you've done it the way they've done it, they want to say, look, dude, our job is to get the dub. We ain't chasing stats. We ain't chasing all pros. If you'll get your money if you stick around and you do the things you're supposed to do, but that's what makes them dangerous. People go, oh, they got beat by Buffalo. Well, that's it. Like ain't nobody else beat them. And I don't want to listen. If you are Denver, if you are Atlanta, if you are Las Vegas, you saying we could have beat them. Yeah, well, guess who else could have beat them? Carolina could have beat them, but they didn't. And that's what people say. Hey, man, you know me, we almost beat them. I said, yeah, well, that means you lost, right? Yeah, you can't win for losing. So shout out to Kansas City. And once again, you better hope that this is how they continue to play. Because Commissioner, if they hit their stride as far as like dominating, look out if you are Pittsburgh or Baltimore or Buffalo or anybody in the AFC who thinking, because no matter who you are and what you are, if you want to win the super duper, it's going to come from Kansas City some way, shape, or form.
Yes, it is, unfortunately. Hate to say it. All right, let's go 49ers at Bills, because damn, that was a beat down, 35-10. I know it was snowing. And actually, when that game started, I was like, man, Christian McCaffrey going to have a big game today, because it didn't look like the Bills could stop him at all. And then Josh Allen started doing the thing. This Bills offense was just way too much for this 49. And they're banged up also on the defense. But woo-wee, what you think? And this is a team, by the way, I just want to say and admit my faults. I thought the Bills were done. I was like, before the season started, all the losses on defense, I'm like, man, Stephon Diggs popping off. You know, I was like, man, it's Miami's time. Like, you know what I mean? Like the Bill, but man, they just like that. They're right back in it. That's just great coaching as far as I'm concerned. But what you think of the matchup?
Everybody wants to talk about Miami when they play in the cold, these hot weather cities that they have to go play in the cold. No one wants to talk about the 49ers. Let me tell you something. Fred Warner, if you are playing on a broken ankle, sir, I commend you. I don't love a team out there that much. I love my family that much. I'm not going to keep going out there to, you know, for a team that I know I can't do but my part and we ain't winning games. Christian McCaffrey, you know, tears his PCL. He's out for the rest of the year. Mason, both starting running backs are out for the year. Both for the rest of the year. Josh Allen had a passing touchdown, a rushing touchdown, and a receiver touchdown because him and Amari Cooper did the hook and ladder. Let me tell y'all how disrespectful that is. Okay. Amari Cooper is the only receiver on that slide. He ran a slant. They stood him up. And then Josh Allen ran, we just pitched it to him. And when I saw that, I go, oh, hell no, he did not. The NFL doesn't appreciate a player of Josh Allen's caliber because he hasn't won an MVP. He hasn't won the AFC Championship. He hasn't beaten Kansas City. He hasn't done what Lamar's done. He has, you know what I'm saying? But Josh Allen's about as good as you can play at the quarterback position. I mean, when you because somebody said this, and I agree with it now. Somebody, with everything you just said, Commissioner, you said no Stephon Diggs, big turnover on defense. They said, look, and I know Amari Cooper, they tried to get him. Amari Cooper hasn't even been a focal point in the offense, and they still winning. They said Josh Allen can win with anybody, and I believe that. They said, man, give him anybody else. I know he got Kincaid and Dawson Knox. You know what I'm saying? I know he still got Keon Coleman. I know he got James Cook. I know he got, you know what I'm saying, Amari Cooper. He just flat like what scares you when you play the Bills is Josh Allen. He scares you to death because, I mean, he's 6'5", 245, 250 pounds, can run. He does put himself at risk. I mean, he'll dive for 7 yards to get a first down in the middle of the field. Like, dude, come on now. Don't do all that. But if you think about the heart and soul of the city of Buffalo and how they are as a city, that's how he plays football. It's like he wants to bring a Super Bowl to that city so bad. And if you are the 49ers, everybody keeps saying, well, you know, this just ain't our year. What about next year? Let me tell you something. It don't just turn around. Christian McCaffrey, I don't know how healthy he was when he came back. I don't know how healthy he's going to be even for next season. Christian McCaffrey is married to a supermodel. She makes more money than him. They fine. I ain't counting nobody money, but I'm just saying. Her checks be bigger than his. And she don't got to do nothing but, smile for the camera. I'm just saying. If I'm making 30, and wifey making 50, sweetie, we good. And once again, I don't think players want to play 15 years anymore. I think 10 years now is like the new 15 years. But if you are Christian McCaffrey, Commissioner, because he gets such a huge workload, I just don't think his body can hold up no more. And when you and I got to say this, man, my heart goes out to Trent Williams and his wife. I know they lost their little baby, man. They lost their son, man. My heart goes out to you, man. We get so caught up in the X and O's of football and forget that real life is happening. Everybody kept saying, why is Trent Williams not playing or whatever, was it injuries? And I saw the picture of him and his wife, and he lost his baby, man. So my heart definitely goes out to him. That's hard to deal with, man. Ain't nothing more precious than your offspring, man. And I don't know what it's like to lose a child at birth like that. So my, heart and prayers definitely goes out to Trent Williams, no doubt.
Yeah, I definitely second that. I mean, I got 4 kids of my own. I could not imagine the loss of one. So, yeah, absolutely. Hopefully we'll see him back this week.
Yes, sir.
49ers are getting a little healthier too, so maybe they're getting primed up for a little run in the NFC West. We'll see how that works out. All right, let's finish up the NFL from last week with the Eagles at the Ravens, which was another beatdown. I mean, the score don't reflect it because they got that garbage touchdown in the end, but 24-19. What'd you think of this?
Saquon is him. Saquon is him, and so is A.J. Brown. People say, A.J. Brown, all you're going to do is keep running them slants. Stop it. If you don't like him running slants all game, stop it. You can't play. Listen, you can't bump and run him. You can't play off. And he's a bullet receiver. How you gonna know he's gonna have those? He's gonna have one of those fluorescent pink Nikes. And I think he wears it for his daughter or something so she can know it's him out there. He wears number 11. Saquon Barkley, people, is nice. I mean, and I don't know. And I got to say, I don't know what's going on with Justin Tucker. I really don't know what's going on with Justin Tucker, but the thing about the Eagles, they got they got some young corners, corners out there, man, rookie corners out there making it happen. The defense is playing well. Everybody wants to talk about Detroit, as they should. Everybody wants to talk about Kansas City, as they should. Everybody wants to talk about Buffalo, as they should. You don't lose sight of them boys from Philly, because they coming. And I can see it being a crash course of Philly and Detroit in the NFC Championship game. Don't chop it up to a win for Detroit, because Philly, once Nick Sirianni got the hell out the way and shut the hell up and stopped making headlines, hey, they just chugging along. Because just like I don't think they care about MVPs, even though I think Saquon is a front runner for that MVP right now. See that, Giants? See what happened? Anyway, shout out to them Eagles. And if you are the Ravens are a head scratcher. The Ravens have looked like world beaters one week, and they'll look about as bland as as a piece of sliced bread with no butter on it. Just I don't know. I don't really know what's going on with the Ravens right now. They still gonna find a way to make it to the playoffs. Probably not gonna win the division. That's probably gonna be Pittsburgh. Probably be a wild card team. So between they got to go on the road. But I'm gonna just keep it all about them Eagles, man. I thought it was gonna be more of a back and forth. They got that garbage touchdown. This wasn't a game, man. That defense. I mean, Lamar gonna look like Lamar. But they ain't really want to hand the ball to Derrick Henry for real. Not like they should. Shout out to the Eagles, because once they unleashed Saquon, it was a wrap. You couldn't do nothing else. Shout out to the Eagles.
Yeah, my two takeaways from this game is, and we talked about it before. This is one of the games we previewed, and we said the Eagles were going to win because they just have a better defense, and that's just facts. But one thing there's two observations I had from this game. One, the Ravens remind me very much of the Miami Hurricanes. They got a great offense, but no defense. So that was my first observation. My second one, and obviously wifey is a Philly fan. We always have at least the Eagles on the big screen. I always have 3 or 4 on because I got to watch it all. But we always got the Eagles on. And I got to say, Jalen Hurts, I don't know what's up with him, but his decision-making is atrocious.
It is.
He's in that backfield. And listen, I ain't never played NFL, so I never had, these 1,000-pound men coming at me or anything. And I'm sure, but I have played quarterback at a decent level. And I'll just say that, I know certain things when I'm in the pocket. I know if I'm there too long. And I also know if I'm scrambling out, and if I got 5 people running on me, I'm not going to sit there and try to run and take a 3-yard loss. I'm just going to throw the ball away.
Yeah, just throw it away.
It's so simple. I don't understand why it just doesn't register sometimes. Hey, I'm out of pocket. Let me just throw it the hell out of bounds. Who cares? And live to play another play versus taking 10, 20 yards, and now you're all behind trying to get a first down. Some of that stuff to me, like his decision-making this year, I've noticed has kind of taken a step back. But
he is thinking too much. I mean, John Gruden and Jay Gruden both say the best. They said sometimes the best play is no play. Throw it away. The best play is no play. Throw it away, Liv. Because why are you putting yourself at risk for nothing? You can't make a play on every figure. You touch the ball on every play on offense, but you can't make a play on every play. And if you're going to make a play, at least make one we like, all right, good job. Now, Jalen, what was that? What was that? Man, stop with the nonsense. But yeah, you are right. Jalen Hurts, he be thinking too much back there. Just either throw the ball to 11, throw the ball to go there, throw the ball, around, hand the ball to Saquon, or throw it away, man. It's not that serious to run around as much as you do and then sack. For what? Sirianni's like, this is why I be going crazy in the post-game press conference, because you be doing stuff like that. But hopefully he'll get together. I do agree. Get out your head, man. Have that clock in your head. You can't just pat the ball for 7 seconds. They can't. They are pass rushing you. He better listen. Cam Newton said something to people that I've agreed with. He said, I scored 75 rushing touchdowns, the most rushing touchdowns in NFL history for a quarterback, and I did not have the touch push. Think about that now. He said, I ain't have a touch push. He said he ain't coming at Jalen, but he said, I'm just saying, my 4th and 1s wasn't no touch push. Just saying. I had to get up in there.
Agreed. He ain't wrong with that. I mean, not to get on the other side of it. There's a lot of disrespect for Cam Newton for zero reason. Maybe because of his off-field antics, but man, when that guy was playing at a high level, one of the best in the business. So I don't know what the hate is for. Again, maybe off-field. I don't care about off-field stuff because they ain't none of my business. handle yours. But on the NFL, you did your thing. So yeah, and again with the whole Eagles thing, like again, my son's, it was his first season for ever doing a fantasy football draft. So obviously making Papa proud. And of course, when we were talking, I was doing the draft with him, but he's like, he didn't want my advice. He wanted, so his first pick, which surprised me at the time, he was like 2 or 3. He picked Saquon Barkley.
Okay, Saquon.
And we sit and watch the Eagles, and man, that's all you can hear in this household. Give the ball to Saquon. That's all you hear. And that's it. And
it's a winning recipe. I'm telling you, give it to Saquon. Yeah, he'll get you there. He'll get you there.
It's it. All right, we're running way late, so let's get, because we gotta talk about these college championships. What we watching this week? Let's go. All right, let's go to this championship in its first BS championship game, the ACC, 17 Clemson versus number 8 SMU. Who wins this and why? And damn, why isn't Miami there?
Well, Miami should be in it. I think it's a travesty, but I think SMU wins. I think SMU has really, really turned a lot of heads. First year in the ACC, the SMU Mustangs. People think, oh man, another team from Texas that no one knows what the hell they are. They just in Texas. They playing some good football. I want them to win to invalidate Clemson. Clemson aren't supposed to be there. They are there. Miami should be there. They aren't there. So SMU, you get to beat Clemson. Look at Dabo Swinney and say, hey man. Listen, man, don't blame us, blame the coach staff. They don't want to put us in the game. And look, SMU, we're not losing to a dude named Dabo. We're just not. It's not going to happen. Even though Dabo's, I think Clemson's making his 20th time in the ACC championship game. Giving them SMU boys to it's not gonna be an upset. I mean, Clemson's gonna be upset, but it's not gonna be an upset. I think SMU handles business. They get the big win.
I like it. Yeah, I'm gonna be the same with you on this, and obviously. It's for that reason. I just want to throw the pie in the face of the people who are putting Clemson ahead of Miami. I just think it's ridiculous. Obviously, I know it's, the divisions broke up. It's, division. I get all that. But, man, come on, bro. Let's do the right thing here. Exactly. Miami definitely should be an ACC championship this year. All right, let's go to the SEC championship. Number 5, Georgia against number 2, Texas. I don't even know if Georgia got the strength to make it to Texas or this for the or wherever the SEC championship is. What do you think of it? What do you think? Who wins this and why?
Georgia already beat Texas in the regular season, and they embarrassed them when they did beat them. This is Texas' first year in the SEC, and everybody said, "Oh, big bad SEC. We only lost one game." Well, you get the rematch. I never ever like rematches, whether I think it favors the loser the first time, but I think Kirby Smart kind of want to show the world again. Listen, man, we respect Texas. We don't like them. We respect them, but we do not like them. I don't know if Arch Manning, gonna make an appearance. I don't know if yours or which one of them gonna start. I mean, Carson Beck is not the better quarterback in this matchup. I think Texas has the most talented team. I think Georgia has the better team because Georgia has been here before. And Kirby Smart seems to play his best football when everybody's doubting him, right? Georgia Tech is different because it's a rivalry. It's gonna be hard to do, but I think Georgia can get this win. Georgia doesn't need to win to still get in because they only got 2 losses. I think they can lose to still get in. If Alabama still got a shot to get in, it ain't made it to the SEC championship game. They got 3 losses. Georgia gonna be fine. I think Georgia's gonna win just to show Texas. Listen, we beat the brakes off y'all. We at y'all place. Now we're finna beat the brakes off y'all in Mercedes-Benz up in Atlanta. So give me Georgia to get the win to piss off these Texas fans and say, oh, and all they're gonna do is y'all just mad at y'all. Listen. Yes, I'm not in the SEC championship game, but I'm going to judge it. If you get beat, I'm going to talk trash. Don't talk trash to me. I can't get beat if I'm not playing. You can't get beat if you are. So I think Georgia will get the big win. Steve Sarkisian, good year. But Georgia and Kirby Smart, they're going to let you know, look, man, just because y'all good, it's levels to this. And I think now it's going to be a flood of burnt orange in Atlanta. They're going to be everywhere. Vince Young, oh my God, Matthew McConaughey. He's going to be on the sideline somewhere. If you're looking for him, you look for a Lincoln or whatever the hell he drives, whatever the commercials he got. But, yeah, give me the Dogs. I think the Dogs to get the big one.
I forgot that was in Atlanta. It sounded dumb. But after that 8 overtimes, I don't even know if they're making it to Atlanta.
They ain't even practicing this week. They said, listen, man, we just going to do walkthroughs all week because we are tired, bro. 8 overtime, that's too many.
Yeah, that's a lot, man. Anyway, all right, let's go. Big Ten title match. Number 3, Penn State versus numero uno, Oregon. Who wins this and why?
Let me tell you something. If Oregon was ever going to be beat, it better be now. They're undefeated right now, Coach. Listen, and I just think that Coach Franklin up there with Penn State, he finally did it. No Michigan, no Ohio State. Here comes undefeated Oregon. Dylan Gabriel, Dan Lanning. You know, the John Deere, they got the John Deere neon green number. They're the biggest numbers in college, but they look like John Deere numbers. But I think for Penn State, this is a statement game because you finally made it to the big show. You finally got past your two foes. Now you get a team in Oregon that's good enough to be who just got to the Big 12, right? A Big 10. They just got their new member, just like SMU being a new member in the ACC. So I think Coach Franklin and company, they get it done. They better get it done because Coach Franklin is always he like a Dabo Swinney, man. He talk a lot, don't do a lot. Hopefully he can get a big win against an Oregon team. That's good, but not great. They're number 1, but ain't nobody really, scared of them. I think Penn State can beat them.
I like it. I mean, I think they can. I just don't know if they will. I think Oregon wins it because they just
the moment might be too big for them, but we'll see.
I like it. All right, let's go on to the NFL. Like I said, there's not a ton to talk about in this week, but we can talk about tomorrow night. Packers at Lions. Packers 106-77-7 all time against the Lions. They played just a month ago. Lions won 24-14. Who wins this and why?
I like the Lions at home. I think the Lions are the Kansas City Chiefs of the NFC. They don't care how it looks. They just want the dub. Listen, man. I mean, the Lions gonna tell Jordan Love and come. They said, listen, man. They said, y'all do this, right? They said, yeah, but we do this for real over here. We ain't got our best defense. Listen. Aiden Hutchinson ain't been there in like 2 months, and they ain't lost. Dan Campbell had to cut a player on his 40th birthday. He goes, I'm a jerk. I'm an a-hole for doing that, man. But I had to do it. I think Detroit is learning how to be a good team, but not worry about not get caught up in the success of the team. Look, we're a good team. We ain't got but 1 loss. We controlling our own destiny. We definitely got the first round bye if things keep going. But they know, Commissioner, things can unravel real quickly.
Mm-hmm.
Who did it unravel for in 2023? That would be your Philadelphia Eagles. They were soaring, then boom. Now they doing their thing this year. So I think for Detroit, because of how they constructed from top to bottom, I think it's gonna be a good game because you got division foes. But Jordan Love and company gonna realize real quick, hey man, one thing about Detroit, they're gonna hit you hard and they're gonna hit you often. So I'm gonna go to Detroit Lions this week.
I like it. I'm agree with you. It's as simple as that. All right, let's go Bills at Rams. I find this one a little interesting. Bills coming off a big win against the Niners. Now going to LA. They had a West Coast to East Coast sitting at home. Now they got to go in the dome where it's be comfy. It ain't gonna be Buffalo conditions. Bills are 9-5 all time against the Rams. Last time we played was in 2022, and Buffalo won 31-10. They've actually won 3 in a row in the series. Who wins it and why?
I think the Bills should win the game, but Matthew Stafford, man, every time you think it's going to be like they're going to get just like beat down, next thing you know, you look up in the second, third quarter, Commissioner, he's like, dude, Matthew Stafford can throw that thing. Mm-hmm. I mean, he just can. I don't even know how they even stay in game because you can't guard Cooper Kupp. Cooper Kupp said, listen, if I don't want to be guarded there, you're not going to guard me. And Matthew Stafford is the guy that just finds a way to go out there and win games, and no matter who you give him in whatever type of situation. Buffalo is the better team. Buffalo is a better coach team. They're the better team top to bottom. I think for Matthew Stafford to come to make this a game, they're gonna have to be able to go back and forth as far as like trading points. But Buffalo is just too good right now. They finding their stride. They're not looking past anybody. But hey, Josh Allen, I mean, like I say, he's done everything at this point, but win the AFC Championship game, win the MVP in the Super Bowl. They trying to be the class of the AFC to go along with Kansas City. So give me Buffalo to get this big win.
I say in this matchup, I'll just say watch out for Kyron Williams. I've talked about all season how soft Buffalo is against the run. I think that they're going to attack them pretty closely with the run this week. So I don't want to say I like the Rams to win because I don't know. That's a lot to ask really of this Bears team, but I think it'll be a better matchup than I think people are expecting. So I think it'll be a good game. I think Bills might end up pulling it off, but
Yeah.
like I said, this is going to be a little tough one. All right, let's finish it up with Chargers at Chiefs. So these are like the better matchups of this week because everything else just looking ugly. KC 70, 58, and 1 all time against the Chargers. Played in September. KC won 17-10. They've won 6 in a row in the series. Will the Chiefs make it 7?
They should. Harbaugh, I think, is one of the X factors in the NFL. Being back in the NFL, I think he got his team, his defense. I think is ranked number 2. In the league right now. Derwin James and Bosa and Mack and company, and Denzel Perryman and those guys. Can Herbert do what Josh Allen did? Justin Herbert is 6'6". I'm like, what? The dude like 6'6". He couldn't shoot the jumper. He couldn't shoot the jumper at Oregon. That's why he had to play football. That's fine. It's working out for him. If Justin Herbert can do his best Josh Allen impression, I think Kansas City can be beat. Now, I said they can be. I didn't say they will be, because the one thing we keep talking about, Commissioner, we keep talking about, every time you mention Kansas City, you want to mention Pacheco, you want to mention Kelsey, right? You want to mention you want to mention Mahomes. What about Chris Jones? What about that defense? Those dudes, that's why they've been winning. People saying, hey man, how did they only win 22-19? Because that defense only giving you so many points. So while the Chargers may have the better defense and the Kansas City might have the better player, Kansas City definitely got the better coach. Harbaugh say, I don't care about none of that. I'm back in the NFL. I'm back in the AFC. I'm sorry, I'm back. Well, he used to be in the NFC with the 49ers. If Herbert can do his best Josh Allen impression and they can make it a 4-quarter game, I think Justin Herbert and company can win this thing. But I'm like you, Commissioner, it's hard to go up against Patrick Mahomes, boy. So I think Kansas City, they just add another dub.
I feel like you and I have been picking against KC, like this is gonna be that time, and then just every week something like the sky falls out.
It'll be a block. It'll be a block. Everything go block, field goal, botch, snap. It'd be like what just happened?
I'm just waiting for the time that I'm watching the game and KC's just about to lose, and all of a sudden I get that signal across the TV like boop, and then they'll come back and be like, somehow Kansas City still won. Because that's what it feels like. You know what I mean? It's like it just doesn't matter. This team continues to win. I used to have a buddy I used to play video games with all the time. I mean, we used to all the time to say we'd have Madden tournaments, NBA live tournament. I mean, we would just tournament. And I used to tell him the same thing every time. You don't know how to win. And that's exactly the opposite of KC. Yes. They know how to win football games, period. Some people just have it in them to know what to do when the clock is ticking. They no panic, just know how to execute and win football games. And that's exactly what Kansas City is. So yeah, I don't see them losing again. I hate to say it. Yep. All right, so I'm going to get out for the night because Ben is going to close our show with his Skadoop of the week. Before I do, let me just ask if you wouldn't mind on Friday night, if you still looking for that fantasy championship, come check us out on Friday night. We're going to break down week 12. Got a lot of fun stuff, including we got our boy Brian comes on, does injuries, and we got sophisticated starts of the week. In case you're wondering, that's Bijan on the left, Jaden Daniels, Saquon, and there's Josh Allen looking all happy. So anyway, if you got some time on Friday, come check us out. We'll get you ready for your fantasy championship with TSS Fantasy. All right, well, it's time to close the show with Ben's Skadoop of the week. Let's check it out.
He's got Ben Troupe at the 15, at the 10, hurdles the man, spins to the 5. Oh my, still on his feet, still pounding to the goal line. He's going to score.
What's up, my good people? Listen, once again, thanks for taking the time out, to holler at myself and the commission on No Weddings in the Fall. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. But before you go, I got something. I got to get some off my chest. Got to get some on my mind, off my mind. Today is early signing day. Early signing day is for those future or now present college football athletes going to whatever college or university they are choosing to go to for the next 3, 4, or 5 years of their lives. Let me tell you the misconception. The misconception is if I don't go to a Miami, a Florida, a Georgia, a Tennessee, Ohio State, I'm not that good. Lies. You got P5, you got G5, you got FBS, you got FCS, you got NAIA, you got Division I, Division II, Division III, you got HBCUs, you got Ivy League. If you, or should I say when you sign to the college of your choosing, you are one of the best players to ever come through high school football because you are the elite. You are the select few. Do not let the people around you tell you that you only went to this school or you only went to that school. Ask them what they're doing. Why am I saying that? Because sometimes perception and reality are not the same. The perception is I was supposed to go to this big time school. The reality is I went to that school. If you get to play past high school, you are the ones of one. You are the creme de la creme. I'm telling you right now, congratulations on whatever school you signed with today in early signing day. I'm proud of you. I do not care what school you went to. Just make sure when it comes to your former teammates, when it comes to your mom, dad, coaches, counselors, teachers, write a bunch of thank you notes, shake their hand and tell them thank you because it takes a village to not only get you there, but keep you there. But let me tell you something. Do a lot of things, but do not get married in the fall. You be you. I'm going to continue to be true, and I'm out of here.